is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation.
Off-road edition.
Ooh.
What's the question, Laurie?
What's one of the worst times you put your foot into your mouth? Moments. I've had so many. I've had so many.
This is the one I actually struggled with a lot.
I wish it was. That'd mean I was a better human.
What's yours, Laurie? And then that way I know how to lead up with this one.
One of the worst was like the notorious idiot move of saying somebody, congratulations, and they weren't pregnant.
Ooh.
But the only thing was I've only done it, I think, one time. And the kicker was not the kicker, but the saving grace in one capacity was that, so I turned around, she was really far away and the wind had caught her shirt. And so it looked like she was, and actually she looked like a different person. I thought it was a completely different person until she was up close. And as I turned to her to say, congratulations, I realized you're not pregnant. And so I tried to cut it off. And she was like, what? But here's the thing. The kicker was there was like 8 other people around. So it wasn't just like her and I. So it made it even worse. But earlier that week, she told me that somebody had also thought she was pregnant. And so
she has a complex.
Now I got the wrath of like, once she got close, I was like, oh, she's not pregnant at all. Right. But this other person, for whatever reason, did. And so it was like the most awkward, because now you're like, I'm going to go drown myself in the lake that's right over there. So have a good afternoon. And no, I won't be back because I'm never coming back to land. It was. And I've had someone say that same kind of thing to me. The best part about it was they weren't apologetic at all. And I was like, I'm not pregnant. And she was like, you should never wear that dress again. I was like, what? The moral of the story is don't comment on women's bodies. Hard stop.
Never.
Just like a general. Just don't comment on another word. None of your business. Any of us.
That she's holding the baby.
Yeah, even then I'm not even. I'm just going to be like, maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's.
Oh.
But yeah,
I really struggle to think of my own. I've had definitely in the past in the texting realm where you accidentally text the wrong person something. And I've had it happen where there's like an event and not realizing that person's not invited. And you're like, oh, are you going to bring blah, blah, blah to blah, blah, blah? And then they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then now you've burned the other person which like all just sounds like mean girl shit now that you're older. But I've definitely been in those situations where you're like, oh, fuck, there's no turning back now. We're in it. Just got to own it. If I've ever had that situation, I'll be the person, like if it's really bad, where I'll literally call them right away and be like, yep, that wasn't good.
I just blame it on Dave. I'm like, Dave was messing with my phone again. What a
dink.
What a pickle. Dink. Dave, come on, man.
Okay, I know of one really funny, horrible time. I used to do this thing because I'm like a survivor of trying to just survive things. You know what I mean? And I used to tell jobs that I could do something when really I had never had any experience with it at all.
That's brave. Or dumb. I don't know. When you pull it off, it's
good
brave.
One. Yeah. And this guy called me out on it right in the middle of a thing. And he was like, okay, do it. And I was like,
oh no.
Okay. And I had no idea what I was doing. And he was like, you have no idea what you're doing. And I was like, I don't, but I like where this interview's going. How long you been doing this job? And he was like, I'm going to stop you right there. And I was like, okay, this was fun. Call me tomorrow. No.
That is amazing though. You know,
it was the one and only time that somebody was like, okay, let's see what you got. And it was ridiculous. It was like some woodworking job in the middle of like nowhere. And it was like, because I used to work at a spindle factory, and and then I was like this upgraded version of trying to do this job. And I was like, yeah, I've done it. I was just trying to not do the grunt work. And I didn't know. Foot in mouth.
Think of this like murder mystery, like a real, no, I'm saying you're not a murderer. That's not where I'm jumping to.
It's fine.
Just to make you foot and mouth moment.
I'm not pregnant.
This gal, they were like interviewing her they were suspect her of this crime, and she was like, had her whole backstory of like, well, I was at work and this is where I work and stuff. And they're like, okay. And they're like, we knew she didn't work there. So we called her on and we're like, take us to your work. We just want to like see it. And she's like, okay. She's like, she was waving at people. She was like, hey,
oh, no.
She's like, she kept like turning in and out of all these different rooms and tickets. Finally, she just turned around and was like, I don't work here. And they're like, we know you don't work here. And I was like, that takes all kinds of commitment to like cops are behind you. You're walking through this office and you're like, hey, Joe, Sally, like coffee room.
What's going on?
You're like, one of them's got a wave.
Yeah. Like how I'm going to see where this takes me.
It. I love that.
Right? Amazing.
Yeah. All right. What's a true story of something that has happened to you that is hard to believe?
I don't have like anything that's like outrageous, but I have a ton of like, I think I do so many random stupid shit and talk to so many random people that like, there's so many things that just stories that come up and someone's like, wait, what did you do? And you're just like, oh yeah, it's not, but there's nothing like crazy outrageous where you're like, I jumped out of a plane and I, accidentally landed on a car. Pretty crazy stuff. Or, you know what I mean? I'm going to let you guys go and then I'll share one of my stories.
Does it have to be intense or can it be like real
anything
calm?
You want.
It could be, anything you want. Either something like that you did or happened to you.
I have a friend. I've had this friend for a very long time since I was little. His name's Michael Jordan. I shit you not. And he owns a used car lot. And he used to live on a boat off of the Fraser River. And I used to go to his boat all the time and drink Caesars. And so anytime I was like going to his place, I always tell my mom I was going to Michael Jordan's. And she was like, what? Like she never asked me, she never was like, are you doing drugs? Or it's like I've done so much intense, crazy stuff that you guys would be like, I don't know if that's like legal for this podcast. So I'm keeping it PG, but like, that's pretty crazy. Michael, I still have him in my phone as Michael Jordan. And people are like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, he's a tall white guy. His name is Michael Jordan. He's not what you think.
I love that.
Legit.
I love how just straight face. You're always your mom. I bet you just held eye contact with her too, just waiting for her to ask more.
Right.
All right.
And she's just like, carry on.
Leaving the house now to hang with
she's like tossing
Michael Jordan.
Food. That's fine. Have fun, y'all. No.
Mine, I'm going to give you a choice on what you want to hear.
That's exciting.
Would you like to hear about gator wrestling or putting a detached dead human toe in my mouth?
Oh, the toe. Oh, the toe. The toe. The toe. The toe.
The toe. Are you familiar with the Yukon and the sour toe cocktail?
No.
So in Yukon, they have a bar in Dawson Creek where they have a toe captain. He is the keeper of the toe. And basically the toe is someone's dead necrotic toe. It could be a lawnmower accident. It could be from being frozen in the cold type of situation. That's where the first toe originated. Now they've had other people donate toes that they've lost to this bar. And so you go and it's a whole thing. The toe captain comes out. There's a big song and a presentation. And they put the toe is kept and preserved in this box of salts. And they put, and it's black. Like the best way I could describe the texture is like an old leathery pepperette at a gas station. So I couldn't quite tell which toe I had. Like I definitely wasn't big toe. I would say second to big. And they plop it in the shot glass. And at the time, they don't do this anymore. But at the time, I took the shot, and because you have to let it touch the lips or else it doesn't count. So I stogied the toe in my mouth. So it was like toenail side in.
No.
For the land to see. And that's when I had a human.
I gotta mute it. I gotta mute it.
I can't catch my breath.
Oh, Richelle, I'm gonna make it so much worse. Richelle, you can look this up in Canadian news. Some dude, I don't know what year it was, but he swallowed the toe. It was a huge scandal in Yukon. he ate the toe.
Are you gay?
I have a certificate. I have a numbered certificate.
I can't. It's so beyond anything.
I needed a break. I can't even think about it. I'm thinking not about that.
I'm gonna poop myself or pee. I can't even. Between the toe and Richelle.
You don't know.
What? A toe.
You can Google it. It's a thing.
But what I want to know is why you did that.
Well, you know,
what?
When in Yukon, as they say. I was like, this is the thing. This is what we're doing here. Actually, no, the reason why is because when we were up there, I was on a completely unrelated story and assignment, but somebody had actually stolen the toe. And so then we started to do an investigation. Like the toe captain was so upset. And then the toe came back, and obviously it was very celebratory that it was returned. There was a plea to the public. The dude that ate a previous toe actually did a full interview with us because we happened to run into him in town.
He's alive? He lived? Oh my God.
The guy that ate it? Yeah. Oh, he was in a lot of trouble. And to clarify, it's not a dead person's toe. It's just if there's a toe mishap, like a whoopsie doopsies, like don't have that anymore.
So
that toe is dead.
But the toe is dead for sure. It's no longer attached.
And here's the thing. Can you imagine this happening to your toe, donating your toe, going to the celebratory evening and then watching somebody drink your toe, kiss and drink your dead toe. I can't get this out. I can't get this out. This story is gonna last me a lifetime, and it didn't even happen to me. It didn't even happen to me.
I feel like there's a lot of places that do the shot kissing. Like Newfoundland does the screech and the fish, and the Yukon does a dead toe. I don't know.
This is all, and this is
what's happening.
And the fact that everyone's around celebrating that you're gonna put your mouth on a dead toe, and everyone's like, "You're the king of the world. You're the queen of the."
Fact there is a captain. There is a toe captain, and he takes his job so seriously. Toe captain.
People around the world are gonna be like, these people.
They're like, I don't know how to party. Thought I did. Yeah. I don't. I'm not even close. I got
Captain Dick Stevenson has passed, sadly.
No,
Captain's no longer with us.
Oh no.
How do you follow that? Oh my God, look at him. Okay, what's the name so people can Google this guy?
This is wrong.
Captain Dick Stevenson. Sadly no longer with us.
He's everything you hoped he'd be when you see his picture.
He's so much more.
He's so much more. Oh my God. There's the toe, Richelle.
Oh no, I can't look. I can't look at it. Don't show it. I'm going to puke. It's horrible.
So Laurie, what's your... So, my life wishes, actually, if there is a toe related incident, that's where I'd like my toe to go.
That's good. I like that. Now. I like it. I don't know. Okay.
If I lose a limb, we're having a drinking night. We know that. I don't know. Where to begin? When we edit this,
both chose this.
Yeah, when we edit this, I'm going to have to put mine before yours because you can't, that's got to be the finale. There's just no way around it. Mm-hmm. Or this is what's going to bring you back down from that. This is how a smooth transition. Oh God. So I couldn't think of something like that. That's a one where you're like, what's something that's so hard to believe? Like that's one right there. I'll say like a kooky thing. That's where you're just like, what? How did that lead to what? I had to buy Dave a birthday present. So I was living in Edmonton at the time. And I asked my friend Beck, hey, can we go to West Edmonton Mall? I got to get this present. She's sure. So we go after work. And we were at, I don't know if you've been to West Edmonton Mall, but it's like this mall that's got the weirdest shit in it, like an amusement park and a water park. And then there's like SeaWorld. And not far from SeaWorld, it's got this like big pirate ship. And it's got all these like mannequin pirates. This is quite fitting because you're captain. Oh, captain. And great. So I was bored. She was in line getting booster juice. And as you guys know, I love to do stupid shit to make myself laugh and make her laugh. And so I was like standing by the pirates. And then I just started talking to the pirates and like making a whole thing of it so that and being pretty animated because I wanted her to catch what was happening. And so I was like pretending like that I was flirting with them and that I was like picking them up and it was a whole thing. And as we leave a couple minutes later, these two guys stopped me. They actually live in Vancouver now as well. And they're actors and they had created this movie and they were directing and they were in the midst of casting and had gone for a juice break. And they were like, do you act? And I was like, no. Oh, I actually know. I answered them just pornos. And then and then, so long story short, they ended up casting me in their indie movie that they were doing. Gosh. And then I was like, so it was called like Love Hate. And then so then I was randomly in this indie movie, fast forward like a few months later, all because of just having a good old chat with some pirates.
I gotta watch this show,
right?
It was super, super amazing experience. But yeah, it was just this. So one of the like rando events, nothing crazy, but those are those weird, crazy things. I'm like, yeah, then this happened.
I love that.
That's so cool.
That's that. Keeping in the pirate theme and the captain.
Love it.
Scarred Richelle for life. So
it was worse. I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm gonna have nightmares.
That Richelle, I can't even. My throat and stomach actually hurt from that.
That was a lot. I actually puked in my mouth. It was a toe. I can't. How to fathom that.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, boss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotovation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know, like people will be like, oh my God, I don't floss.
Plus, to be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.